Alright, so we started in on the tools to clean off the frame. So this is a very useful sanding thing. The angle grinder, man, gets out of control really quickly. This has a little bit more speed control, and then this I've been using to get into the fine places. So you can see with all the cords and things, you can get generally in there. I find that thing you have to be very careful with as far as using it lightly against it. That you can kind of be more crazy with. And this thing shoots a lot of sparks. So if you have any kind of gas leaks or anything, be really careful. And I mean, this is as good as I can get inside of some of this stuff. Another helpful thing is to have a lift, which I don't. But still a dirty job. Still a lot of work. Just getting this one side done. I bought 3 cans of really good undercoating, rubberized, a couple cans of the cheaper stuff to get up in the tops up in there. These are the kind of things that I'm going to go over again with the one on the drill so you can control the speed. But yeah, nothing exciting to look at, but my tips are to have a drill based one, and be careful with the angle grinder based ones, because man, they kick up a lot of sparks and you could pull off one of the wires or something really easily. So I'm gonna go at this for a while with the drill based one, and get the big flat open ones with the angle grinder based one, and see how it turns out. Okay, so you can't now we've got a nice smooth frame. Certainly hard to see here, but we'll go over here, take a look, clean up and down, and get the spot where the jacks were. But yeah, the pain in the butt and expensive. I'm gonna go over, I got all the heavy spots where I wanted to get the really heavy rubberized stuff. We'll go back over with the lighter stuff and all the little nooks and crannies where I don't even want on the rubber and anything associated with the suspension system. And then we'll deal with this, a whole nother issue. And I can see why guys use, the smarter older guys just use oil every year. Just spray a really heavy oil up underneath there, because this stuff's expensive. And you know, it is expensive. Well, I have to say, the cheap stuff, even though it's much gooier, shoots about 6 feet. So you could actually do up, under, around, and sideways. So you get a much nicer finish with the expensive stuff. And I imagine in the end it's better. I ran out of it. But you also get, depending on how that dries, with the cheap $5 stuff, you get way up underneath into all the nooks and crannies. And I'm not sure if in the end that's not going to be a more useful thing than a really beautiful frame, you know, to look at. So with the cheap stuff, you're going to put more on, and you're going to get further into the nooks and crannies. So that's a Permatex versus the Duplicolor stuff. So this stuff was $7.50, and this stuff was $4.99. So kind of liking the cheap stuff for, you know, every year redoing a nice coat of it. It's a little easier because you can just sit there and blow shit all over the back of the whole truck. Well, I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to coat the whole bottom of this baby. And another thing is, wear gloves to keep the paint off your hands when you're doing it, and wear safety gloves. And Next up, we're going to look at a truck from down south where they don't have to mess with this kind of pain in the ass stuff, and take a truck about the same age and look at the frame on that. So stay tuned. Okay, party people, here is an untouched Southern truck. Same exact kind of truck. The other one was a Tahoe, this is a GMC, but this one is from down south. Look at that frame rail. This is fresh off the road. Look at those crossbar, sway bar things. Look at there. No rust. That's the original black paint that came on it. This is the same year, 2003's. Look at the brake components, sway bars, control arms. There's the original sticker. There's the transmission mount, engine mount bars. There's the rear control arms. Not even get into the lower body panels. Everything just, you know, there's a little bit of discoloration, but not flaky rust. Just an unbelievable difference between what you get from a northern truck. Look at the hitch. Those hitches usually rust away to nothing. Look at the look at the spare mount. That thing used on the other one is, if I get a flat, I'm pretty much not changing it. Look at that frame rail. Just an unbelievable. This has 100 and some thousand miles on it. Southern trucks are a whole nother ball game. Now, which one would you rather work on? Changing the bushings on that or the other one?